Got TLC, and this is Got TLC and Chill. A little bit of a brand new environment, exploring our area here. I hope that you are all doing well and have checked out our most recent work streams. Podcast new episode is out right now, so you might want to check that. Tech that builds wealth, where I help you make more money and generate more wealth. Check that podcast out. All you need is technology that you already own. Without further ado, everyone, that to me was one of the biggest milestones of the day, as well as a lot of professional development, playing with my son, training together, mixed martial arts, yoga, all the exercises that we do here. Today was a hard day. It was a hard day. Sickness and unregulated sleep patterns, but we are here finally at the God Tender Loving Care Studios. That is correct. We are currently inside of a little part of the studio that is somewhat under construction, but also put together. So, there are many topics that we are going to discuss today, everyone. If you have not checked out our most recent God TLC and Chill, one of the previous episodes, check that out. There is an episode out there where I take this, we had a special guest, the snake. A snake joins our stream and visits not only a baby here at God Tender Loving Care, but all of our rescue animals. You may want to check that out if it is currently available. So go check out our channel and see if it has finally made itself available on the cloud. There are many, many things going on in the world right now. I'm currently collaborating on major projects, and it's all very good news. It's awesome news because anytime we get to network, collaborate, and that C word there, collaborate, is always a good time when we build our skills as well as help our loved ones build theirs, and acquaintances and business partners thrive. You know, one of the best pieces of advice and or suggestions that I've received is, if you want to make your dreams come true, help someone make their dreams come true. And that has stood out to me from the DDPY, Diamond Dallas Page yoga system, which I talked about a few streams ago. That was one of the topics of fitness and health that we covered, as well as a lot of mixed martial arts and boxing. Yoga is now at the forefront, everyone, of our chat. And if you've joined me on the previous streams, you will know that I am a lifelong practitioner. Let me know what types of yoga, martial arts you all abide to or do. We are so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. If we've already surpassed it and you're watching this, it was very, very, very difficult, but without your help, it wouldn't have been made possible. If you're here in God Tender Loving Care, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We are talking everything today about God, spirituality, day-to-day grind, hustle, wealth, business. And even though this isn't the official podcast that I host, Tech to Build Wealth, we will also throw in there technology. Now, I was made aware of this information not too long ago, actually after publishing our podcast, Tech that Builds Wealth. We spoke about me and this fellow creative content creator, and she mentioned that our intuition, our telepathy, telekinesis, those types of powers are actually connected to technology. So how fitting, everyone, that we are focusing on technology. And shout out here to everyone on the stream. Make sure you subscribe to our channel in case this ever gets taken down and we go live again. You'll get a notification. Now, this isn't our official podcast, right? Tech that Builds Wealth or any of the other podcasts that we work on, but this is God TLC and Chill. So everyone grab your most favorite drink. Make sure that you are comfortable, that you have something to write with, or maybe you're typing into your phone or keeping it in your mind, your memory. And without further ado, let's get started. I will play music today. Maybe we'll delve into the library back there. Maybe I'll pull trinkets and bits and pieces of artifacts And as you see here, we have the beautiful, beautiful spiritual center here. Jax, hey, welcome. I haven't met a Jax in a while. I went to high school with someone named Jax. Now, is your name Jax or is that your nickname? And I have to make sure. I have to verify. Let me verify real quick. The Jax that I went to school with was either a Y or a J. Let me verify that real quick. No, no, I think you're unique. You are J. They were a Y. So I always take a look at names here in the stream. We're just God, tender, love, and care, buddy. Check out our channel. We've got music, we've got movies, content for everyone from babies to seniors. I'm going to take a look at all of your names, and this is something we do uniquely on God, tender, love, and care, where I break down your names. I'm going to take a look at one of our visitors here, Mork. I've never heard of that term before. And that is, wow. Can you all, do you all know what that is? Mork refers to several things, most notably the character Mork from the American sitcoms Happy Days and Mork and Mindy. And it was played by none other than Robin Williams. Wow. We have someone else here, Jax, who spells their name with two X's. Let's take a quick look at what Jax means. Well, Jax is a sort of type of bean bag. Wicca Wizard says, Ms. Kiff. Is that your name? Wicca Wizard, Ms. Kiff? Sounds like a wrestler, sounds like a musician. Now, when we look at the name Jax, there is a band, Jax, a lot of bands actually, in theaters. Jax at Welch Village Ski Area in what country is this? A 612 area code. Okay, so there is that. And what else do we see here? Some musicians. Not much. I don't know what that is. And Wicca Wizard says, Mills Kiff. Well, let's take a look at what you want me to research. Okay, so that looks to be Mills Kiff? Maybe. Well, everyone, I shared a lot with you on the stream earlier today. I'm going to make the sound just a little bit higher. But before I do, I want to share with you all a trinket that I have here. I'm going to have to actually reach all the way back there and grab it. There we go. Do you all know what this is right here? Let me know what you think this is. I'm going to put it right here. I don't know if it's standalone or not. Oh, it's not standalone. Let's see if it goes up there. Oh, would you just look at that? Look at that, everyone. Isn't that awesome? So, thank you for sharing that Muskiff information. I am currently looking at if the looks like a ram. All right. Well, it might be, or it might be something else. And if you have your favorite drinks, I always suggest this brand right here. Any tea drinkers, this is one of the best drinks in the world. From Organic India Cinnamon Rose Tosi. Just plugging that in there. We are God Tender Love and Care. I'm God TLC. And our most recent podcast is currently available for you all to stream. Make sure to subscribe and like our channel. We have something for everyone. I was talking a little bit about Portuguese earlier on our previous stream. Shout out to Ignacio, Renato, and as well as our yoga. I'm the yogi. Our yo-yo lover, you know, yo-yo. Our yo-yo lover, yo-yo famer. We talked a lot about yo-yo technology and the best yo-yos out on the market. Yo-yos being the new day fidget. So there is so much going on in the world, as you all know. I do cover the news, I do cover segments, the weather, all of it. And one of the most recent things is if you're experiencing one of those severe weathers, temperatures, tornadoes, hurricanes, I hope that you're doing well. Let me know if you want me to write your name down. We will pray for you. I'm taking suggestions, writing names. I do have the notepad and the pen and paper readily available. So if you need a prayer or you need me to pray for someone or anyone here on the God Tender Loving Care Network, feel free to let me know your prayer request. So without further ado, everyone, I'm just going to place that right there. And we're taking prayer suggestions. So I am going to actually look up right here something that has been coming up recently, and that is Latino voices in media. Now, the reason that this is coming up, Latino voices in media, is a very important reason because I'm not sure if that movie Che has come out, but there needs to be more Latino representation, not just in Hollywood, not just in managerial administrative positions, but all around every single sector. Uh, Latinos comprise a large part of the world, yet statistically, and you can look this up, are the worst treated demographic, the lowest paid, and in my humble opinion, the hardest working. And the reason I mention Latino voices is because Latino voices tend to get ignored, and Latino voices tend to get um, dismissed. Now, Latinos come in all shapes, colors, different countries. Let me know in the comments and chat if you are from a Latin country or if you have family or if have ever been to any Latin American country, and I will shout you and your country out. So Latinos face a lot of challenges, and the challenges is in respect, right? I feel, and not only that, but the research points to Latinos being the lowest paid. Look at how much Latina women are paid, the lowest of the low of any single demographic, and that is across the board. But I do want to give a kudos and shout out to one North American state, and that is the state of Illinois, also known as, to many of you, as Illinois. Illinois has been known, and the research shows, to pay Latinos the most out of any single state. That is true. Now, the lowest ranking states for Latinos for upward mobility, for generating wealth and money, for work, unfortunately, it is almost like a tie between those Midwest states of Wisconsin and Minnesota. Those states are the worst for Latinos. That is just what the statistics say. So if you're like Leo, who previously joined our stream, I apologize. Your state, Wisconsin, is up there for treating Latinos the worst. If you're in Minnesota, like some of you have been, um, it's not my opinion; it's fact. The statistics show that if you're a Latino, you're probably gonna get paid the most in Illinois. Now, not just a little bit, not like here, like, oh, is it even worth it? No, I'm talking about double, almost even triple the other states. Why? I'm still doing the research. I tend to think because Illinois is this like hub, not as busy as New York. New York being such a diverse place, Illinois also being a diverse place, but you get an influx of educated Latinos from all over the world. And what does that mean? Latinos look out for Latinos, and that if a Latino is going to be employed, then they're going to hire more Latinos. Not only because of the language, hey, you get a two for one person, like they speak English and probably speak Spanish and they understand diversity, culture, equity, not just because of those very important reasons, but also because it's a mecca of education, right? If you look at Hollywood, who do Latinos usually depict? Criminals, gangbangers, bad people, and that's disrespectful to Latino cultures. Now, whether you're Mexican, Chicano, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, from South Central America, Costa Rican, whatever, Hollywood has destroyed the image for Latinos. And Latinos, I mean, you see it in the term Hispanic, right? Sometimes Hispanic and Latino are sort of like back and forth. There is a call for Hispanics to not be hispaNICE. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you're a hispaNICE, the most humble group, it's like you're letting other groups destroy you, take opportunity away from you. And with Latinos being the most humble group, I mean, the most hardworking and the most diligent, you don't necessarily tend to hear about Latinos who have been disenfranchised going out and destroying cities like riots, right? Latinos, you might have some of them there, but the culture isn't known for that. If there are going to be protests, they tend to be the most peaceful protests. And I know I'm not saying that every Latino is perfect. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that The statistics and the research shows that Latinos are the worst treated demographic in North America and the only state that has provided Latinos even a little bit of a fighting chance financially, and this is not for all, but it's for many, is Illinois. Now, the lowest ranked states, and we have someone here saying that those are Democrat states. Well, that's very interesting. I'm going to take a look at that in just a moment. I appreciate your perspective. And, then the next tier on the list is like Florida. Florida, which happens to be a lot Latino, but it doesn't even hold a torch to what Illinois provides. So Latinos have provided a lot of contributions to the United States. I mean, you even look at some of the state names. Nevada, that's not an English word, that's a Spanish word. Nevada, right? Colorado, that's a Spanish word. Florida, right? I don't have to say Florida because then you forget where it comes from, the etymology. I don't have to say Colorado, you forget where the word comes from, and it's a Spanish word. So it's interesting in the United States. Yeah, it'd be awesome if everyone spoke English. Awesome. Learn as many languages as you want. But there is no official language. And if you don't believe me, look it up. There is no official language in the United States. Now, it's unfortunate that zero, none of the American presidents have ever spoken more than one language. Can you believe that? Every single president has been monolingual. They've only spoken one language. And you're like, okay, what does it matter? It's technology. There are translators. They get paid for that. The Dominican president spoke over like 9 languages. And why is that important? Well, because American presidents should represent their people, right? And what if you're the president, supposed to be like this big shot, the leader? Wouldn't you want to represent everyone in your country? Wouldn't you want to communicate to people in your community? Wouldn't you download Duolingo and learn the language? Not one president. Every single president has been monolingual, monoculture, even Barack Obama, every single president. Now, when are we going to get a Latino in the office? Someone who represents equity, diversity, inclusion, right? Latinos are people who come in all different shapes and colors and forms. It's built into the culture where they represent the indigenous at the same time as representing the European, at the same time as representing the African. Many Latinos represent that. So this is just a little tidbit of information here on God, TLC, and Chill. Just wanted to share that with you all because if I don't say something, then it will never be dispersed. The Berg has joined the house. I've actually met a few Bergs in my life. Let's see. I know a woman by the name of Shakira Berg. And right, with a name like that, Shakira, like the Colombian singer, and her last name was Berg. So, what does your name mean, Berg? Let's take a quick look at the etymology of one of our chatters here on Got Tender Loving Care. Berg. Let's take a look at Berg. I think of berg, and I don't really know what it means, but I think of like an iceberg. But you spell your berg differently. You spell your berg E instead of U. Berg is short for iceberg. I stand corrected. I guess it shows here that Berg, B-E-R-G, is sometimes confused with B-U-R-G. There you are, Berg, and you have a fitting profile picture. It looks like some sort of blue, icy image. Look at that. So I'm going to look up B-U-R-G because I know if you add an O after, it's Burgo. Berg, an ancient or medieval fortress or walled town. But that's not Yerburg. That's the U. Yerburg with an E is iceberg. Welcome, everyone. Berg. Say hello to Elsa and Olaf for me. So, anything else that Berg stands for? Nope. Well, I appreciate your ideas, perspectives, and keep sharing along, everyone. This is God TLC and Chill. You're chilling with me today. I do have the microphone set off to the side, but it's able to record the entire environment. First time I'm doing this right now with that. Usually I have the microphone right here. If you watch our previous streams, you will see the microphone's usually right there. I changed a few settings, I tweaked it a little bit, and I'm able to record in this soundproofed area my voice. As you all know, we were impacted by the flash flood tornado. Our studio was impacted. We needed to get everything out. Fingers crossed, none of the electrical components were sabotaged or damaged or compromised, but we are in a construction zone. I've been working on this soundproofed area for the longest. If you look at some of our previous streams, which are archived, you will notice that we tend to be in different areas. That's because a lot of our equipment is portable. So I grab the bag, duffel bag, and relocate, set everything up. I always do a sound test to make sure that you are receiving top-notch, crystal clear audio as well as lit visuals with multiple dual monitors. Well, dual means two, so multiple monitors. Thank you all. Anytime you all type into the chat, that gives us more talking points. But back to the point on Latinos and the identity. Not to get stuck on there because I do host and am on the radio from time to time. Do host podcasts where I talk deeper in on these matters. But something that I want to talk about next about identity is how do you all identify? What part of the world do you represent? How many languages do you speak? And the reason I ask that because identity is something that we all grapple with, regardless of if you have a solid identity and know who you are, or if you are sort of on the fence on what your identity is or what you represent, right? So many identities, so many languages out in the world. Let's take a quick look at personal identity. Drop in the comments and chat, what is your personal identity? Well, let's take a look at all the different cultures around the world. And remember, there is a buzzword out there, and that buzzword is representation. For me, it isn't just a buzzword, it's survival, it's visibility, it is legacy. Just like one of the short stories that I wrote that was published and did very, very well. Legacy. Whose legacy lives? If you're interested in reading that, let me know. I'm always big into sharing with you bibliophiles, my works of art. Well, when I started this journey here at God Tender Love and Care, I had to springboard from one of my previous businesses onto this business venture. And I come to you with decades of experience. Whether it was teaching, filming, podcasting, radio personality, I didn't see a lot of people who looked like me, talked like me, or came from where I came from doing this work. Really, no one. So when you look at mentors, when you look at idols, that term, when you look at representation, look at yourself, and are you a role model or an exemplar figure for someone else? That's why I do what I do. That's why this channel exists. If you're watching this and thinking, I've got a story too, good. That means this is working. You matter, your voice matters. Let's keep building something real. And I'm looking here at an image, and it is an image that I may share with you all if I can access the artist and get the copyright just to like show you. But it's an image of these figures that represent the world. If you are any artist and you have similar works of art, let me know. I would love to feature your work. Just need written permission. So, what would you all like to talk about in regards to identity, right? There are so many places around the world, and names matter. What do you go by? What is your nickname? It could be something as simple as a username that you created, your gaming name, your nickname, your moniker, your first name, your title. How do you all identify? Make sure to subscribe and like the stream. One subscription goes a long way. You may be the lucky subscriber that at 1,000 subscribers, I will pull a random name, and that person will join me in the celebration. You'll win some awards, you'll get some shout outs, get some prizes. Win, win, win. That is what we believe in at God Tender Loving Care. So as you know, or if you're new to the channel, we host various different podcasts, shows, produce different types of media, films, documentaries, music, written content, podcasts. This channel here, this stream, Got TLC and Chill, gives us a chance to talk about everything and anything. I am going to quickly, I saw some images pop up, share with you all what is going on in the world. That means that I have to look at the long list of news. And I've done it in the past where I've screenshotted it and you've seen what I've been looking at. I'm not going to do that today because sometimes I find news that I haven't vetted and I want to really go through all the pieces of news and information, quickly digest it, and share it with you. So let's take a look at what's going on in the world of news, sports, acting, and some more acting stuff. Something called the Mandela effect. I'm not sure. They're showing a picture of Tom Cruise. Something called the Mandela effect. I don't know what that is. Let's look it up. The Mandela effect is a phenomenon where a large group of people collectively misremember a fact, event, or detail, often believing it happened differently than it actually did. It's a form of shared false memory. Hello, gamer kid Noah. Welcome back. I remember you. Make sure to share this stream and subscribe if you have not. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. At 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to pull a random person and you're going to get to celebrate with me. Maybe win some awards, prizes, shout outs, music, celebrate. So we're looking up the Mandela effect, and I didn't know that. The Mandela effect is pretty much like fabricating history, y'all. The name comes from the widely held but incorrect memory that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s. That's very interesting, and that is why you always have to research the facts. I said this in one of my songs, one of my lyrics. The song is called The Truth. And in that song, I say, research the lecture so scholars respect you. I'm not sure if that song is currently available to stream on our channel. I know we have about 53 songs currently available for any of you to stream right now on God Tender Loving Care. And if that song isn't available, let me know in the comments and chat. Should I prioritize that today, next week, next month, next year? I should probably get some more songs out there. I mean, the songs are just sitting on the thumbnail discs, not published to you. So sometimes I reference these songs and you're like, I want to listen to it, but I can't find it. Let me know and I'll be like, okay, I got to do this for my subscriber, Fulano. And what's the other term? John Doe. I got to do it for them. I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to do this now. But you all got to let me know. Let's see what else is here. And it's finally here. Never mind. That's that's sponsored by an insurance company. That's not news. It looks like the news, but it's not. What other stuff is going on in the wrong phone number scams are on the rise? And this is in the money section. I need to cover this. I am the host of Tech That Builds Wealth. This is in my sector, everyone. Fraudsters actually do not care how your day is going, but I do. If you've received an innocent sounding text from a number you don't recognize, it's not actually innocent. It's likely the start of a wrong phone number scam, which is increasingly being used to steal money and information from victims. I've been sent a lot of these. My phone always goes off. And if you are experiencing the same thing, I found a hack where you can block them out without having to pay for robocall. And they usually say, hello, I hope you had a good day. Are you able to work? And just hello. Don't waste your time with them. Research from security firm McAfee reported by CNBC indicates that around 25% of Americans have received wrong number texts. But this isn't the only widespread text message scam currently circulating. The unpaid tolls and unpaid parking fee schemes are phishing with a PH attempts that may seem legitimate at first glance, but ultimately lead you to hand your credit card information over to thieves. Don't believe when they text you or call you. How the wrong number scam works. The wrong number text scam starts with a random and seemingly harmless text from an unfamiliar number, the first objective of which is to prompt a response and confirm that your phone number is active. After that, scammers try to build a relationship, often romantic, and gain your trust over days and months by preying on loneliness and a desire for connection. This can turn into a so called pig butchering scam, with fraudsters soliciting investments or convincing you to hand over retirement savings, a long con that potentially comes with a big payday. But even if victims don't end up sending money, any information they provide, even if innocuous, can be used or sold on the dark web. I can keep on reading. I just want to give a quick shout out to Emily Long of Life Hacker who wrote this article. Very awesome. I went into this article not knowing what to expect. As the host of Tech That Builds Wealth, I would love to share this article on an episode of one of the podcasts when we cover ethical hacking, hacking, phishing, and we're leading up to that point, everyone. Make sure to show some love to the podcast Tech That Builds Wealth. It's currently a playlist on God Tender, Loving Care. And what should you do if you are receiving random texts, random numbers, and phone calls? Here's the solution. You should mark wrong number messages as spam in your messaging app. In Messages on iOS, tap the report junk link that appears at the bottom of the messages from unknown senders. Then hit delete report junk. That's what you want to do. You want to report junk immediately. Thank you so much, Emily Long, a freelance writer based in Salt Lake City. Terrific. And let's take a quick look at what else is happening around the world. That was right up our alley. But remember, this is Got TLC and Chill. We're not just focusing on technology. Let the podcast take care of that. 13 condiments you should never eat after they expire, according to food safety experts. I do have a story about expired food. So, back in elementary school, I was part of every single sport. And I remember that we used to go walk up to a cooler, right? We used to be in the lunch line, walk up to a cooler, grab our milk, whether we wanted white milk, skim milk, chocolate milk. Sometimes I even had strawberry milk, but that was very, very rare. And that same cooler was used by every single grade. We would all wait our turn, go up to a cooler, grab our food, go grab our, what was it, our tray, and then go up to the lunch ladies, and they would give us the food. So me being part of every single sport, and after school, we would sort of do the same thing where they would take all the milk that wasn't used that day. Maybe they ordered too much, their absences, milk was expired, they would throw it out. But I remember that one time there were some teachers who were like moderating sports after school, like that, along with the coach, or maybe the coach caught in sick and the teacher took over. And what a lot of us used to do was go up to that cooler and drink the milk. And the coach was fine with it, the principal was fine with it, the teachers were fine with it. And one day, someone noticed that the milk was expired. Like not that day, like yesterday or the day before. And the teacher, I remember being our sixth grade teacher, Miss Collins, said, "Oh, milk that's been in the cooler, even though it's expired a few days, you don't really have to worry about it until like a week or two. I mean, and sometimes you'll be even lucky and fortunate for a month. If it's been in the cooler, I mean, that's just the safeguard date that many companies use because milk tends to go rotten and spoiled weeks after the expiration date. And the reason they have that expiration date printed on the milk, chocolate milk, whatever, is because just to make sure, just to be on the safe side, right? And yeah, ever since that day, when milk expired today or milk expired yesterday, I'm like, it's been in the fridge. It'll be fine for another few days. But not everyone I met is like that. I've met people who've said, we've got to throw this out now because in a past life, I I feel like I was poisoned. So we have to throw this out now. So 13 condiments you should never eat after they expire, according to food safety experts. Let's take a quick look here. Mayo needs to be tossed 2 months after opening. Keep close tabs on mayo based dips too. Horseradish loses its zing. Sour cream is a wild card. Use up chutney quickly after opening. BBQ sauce, which is barbecue sauce, can get moldy. Toss your ranch if it changes consistency. Blue cheese is a breeding ground for bacteria. Spoiled Caesar dressing could contain salmonella. Don't eat Thousand Island dressing if the smell is off. Soy sauce can become stale. Mustard can turn rancid. Ketchup can go sour. And those are the 13 condiments you should never eat after they expire, according to food safety expert written by Brittany Anath of getpocket.com. Thank you so much, Brittany. Let's take a quick look at some more interesting contemporary news and happenings around the world, everyone. So there's an author by the name of Flannery O'Connor. Should we still rate her? Asks The Guardian. Specifically, Catherine Taylor, writer at The Guardian. So there must be an author who wrote books, lived around the 1940s. Terrific. Take a look at her. Let me know what you think. The best Gen X movie of all time by Mental Floss. I'm interested in this one. What are the best movies for whatever this Gen X thing is? I don't know. Let's take a quick look. Supposedly, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, created, released in 1982. Never seen it. Maybe I'll check it out. Risky Business, 1983. Haven't seen it. War Games, 1983. Haven't seen it. Heathers, 1988. Haven't seen it. Do the Right Thing. I've seen that. That's with Spike Lee. He directed that one. I've seen that one. 1989. Pump Up the Volume. Don't recall ever seeing that. Movie from the 1990s. Boys in the Hood, 1991. I've seen it. Singles, 1992. Don't recall. Reality Bites. Maybe seen it. Not really into it. I don't remember it being significant enough. Maybe I'll rewatch it. 1994. Clerks, 1994. Well, they're showing like those characters, Silent Bob, and I've seen the Jay and Silent Bob, so maybe this is that movie. Except Silent Bob is like thin there. Maybe I've seen it. If it's Jay and Silent Bob, I've seen the recent one, but I have not seen Clerks. Maybe you've seen trailers of it. Clueless, 1995. Haven't seen it. Before Sunrise, 1995. Haven't seen it. Let me know if in the comments and chats. Have any of you seen these? Hackers, 1995. I should probably check that out. Train Spotting, 1996. Don't recall. But I'm a Cheerleader, 1999. Haven't seen it. And that's it from Mental Floss, written by Jessica Toomer, Toomer. Anything else interesting happening in the world? Some good recipes. Casio e Pepe. Let's see. Mom's parenting trick to stop a toddler from whining sparks debate. One of the last ones that I made, and it looks good. It looks very, very good. Let's take a read on here. It's not gonna let us read it. Saying, welcome to today.com. Please support our journalists by enabling ads. Okay. You want me to enable ads? I'm just trying to read your. So I have to enable ads to read this. It continues without supporting this time. We're in. Dominic Medina says, TV. Hello, Dominic Medina. How are we doing today? So there's an article written, Mom's Crude Parenting Trick to Stop a Toddler from Whining Sparks Debate. Let's take a read. This article is by Elise Sole. All right. This mom has a crazy hack for stopping a toddler from complaining without saying the word no. Okay. I'm just perusing. Oh, we do this. So the other day we're driving in the car, and from the back seat, she's like, "Mom, I'm hungry," said Lansing, adding, so my response to the little girl is, "Oh, did you bring a snack?" So instead of saying no or okay, wait till we get home, did you bring a snack? When her daughter complains of being thirsty, Lansing similarly asks, did you bring your water bottle with you? The mom admitted, now I know this sounds a little harsh. I promise I'm not letting my kids go hungry. I'm not letting them go thirsty. They're very hydrated, well-fed kids. This is used in very specific scenarios, specifically after her daughter ate the meal and before short trips. It helps her understand that she has to take some responsibility in bringing something, especially in cases when we leave. I say, hey, sweetie, you might get thirsty when we're doing this, or you might get bored. Do you want to bring a book to read? If her daughter realizes she didn't bring what she wants, her response is often, oh, shoot. No, I didn't, said Lansing. When Lansing brings the item anyway, she says her daughter is grateful, not entitled. I love that. Good job. I I am going to share this article because it is an awesome article to share. Let me know if any of you need or want access to this very awesome article. It is just terrific. It's wonderful. Let's share this here. Perfect. Thank you all for joining TLC and Chill. Make sure to subscribe. We might be in a different area next time. I will work on the next episode of our podcast, Tech That Builds Wealth. But we dropped one today. Celebrate, everyone. We're all doing good? Perfect. Peace, love, a lot of love. See you all later on the next one. Thank you all for joining.